watch the real-life program about exceptional destinies, remarkable opportunities, and unbelievable facts right now. His presentations always feature light, music, and comfort. His works are primitively simple. There are rock engravings shown in a new light. There is freedom at the same time. Edward Kazakh aims to invent a perpetual motion machine. It is impossible to present a problem and not provide a way out of it, because in this case it will have a destructive effect. There is fire and metal. How can you give shape to elements? The time scales. Look at them, think, and get surprised. A perpetual motion. Who starts the engine of a soul and what for? Lots of his work is gathering dust on shelves and windowsills. It's like his own gallery. Wool, clay, and metal are the ingredients he uses to make his specialities, which is graphic art, tapestries, panels, and castings. A workshop is the artist's kitchen. There is even a real kiln, which is heated to 1,300 degrees Celsius. This temperature is needed to make metal malleable and then turn it into imperishable objects. The kiln has been working since 1990. Once we even baked a pizza in it. Producing a design includes firing, casting, polishing, and grinding. A new crew works here. One person cannot handle this workload alone. The first sculptures appeared in the Stone Age, approximately 40,000 years ago. One of his great works is Time Scales. It is 18 meters high and is made of 3 tons of steel, copper, and stone. It took almost a year to turn the design into an original work. There are no similar sculptures in the world. A stream of water falling from the top drives this gigantic object. It symbolizes transient life and measurement. Only their blades and hands are different. A clock, which is an earthly reminder of irreplaceable time, is at the crown of the sculpture. It's the thing placed on the time scales. I mean, there is a real clock, which shows the exact time and is an image of an ark. All these leaks which appear during casting, some micro cracks and metal leaks sometimes look like an interesting sculpture too. They help maintain the primitive element.
Элемент такой первозданности благодаря им сохраняется.
Very soon, people will be able to evaluate the work. Although it is made of a heavy material, it suits many people's tastes. There are images of simple human values such as motherhood, childhood, and family. The model of the sculpture is covered. It isn't easy to organize an exhibition. 7 lorries were involved in the previous one. It's even more difficult to pack and ship a ton from Kazakhstan. Anyway, not all the tales are short. Edward has collected a home gallery, which provides a place for his many strange characters. The bronze sculpture of the Beatles weighing 5 tons is in Kokta Bay, Almaty. It's the only sculpture which shows all the members of the Beatles in the world. It received the permission documents including ones from the Mayor of Liverpool, the Beatles band rights holders, and also from the musicians and their heirs. The sculptures by Edward are like a part of the city's new promenade. Their stars started shining in a new way under our skies. Three Levels of Freedom is another significant work. It is based on the idea of mobility. A swimming pool with fantastic animals symbolizes the ocean of life, and there are links and threads entwined with all living organisms. Air gusts rocked figures, you can think that this construction can fall apart, but it isn't so. It was a very difficult design because its dimensions were 30 meters by 30 meters. It's a very bulky thing. All the details had to be attached to one point. I can say it was a brave and constructive decision.
Достаточно объемную вещь нужно было практически закрепить на одной точке. То есть было такое, смелое, я бы сказал, неожиданное такое конструктивное решение.
Besides the constructive decision, there was a sense of humor. If you don't have this trait, you can't approach any of Edward's horses. Here is the image of a horse. All these characters move both inside of it and simultaneously with it. The topic is quite serious. It's the Ark. There are pairs of all creatures. He has dreamt of becoming a sculptor making animals since childhood. Animals occupy an important place next to people because they are an integral part of nature. A turtle symbolizes longevity and wisdom. There are snakes, fish, and birds. A dog is a friend forever. There are a lot of such compositions. Everything is on a hot air balloon. It is an image of freedom. Why is there a tree of creation? The worlds are different and things are being built everywhere, so it seems to be done in different ways. However, actually they are the same and the single core unites everything. The reactive bird is an edification sculpture. Its large copy is situated in one of the Almaty sales areas. It is not just 2 tons of steel, but is also 7 meters of thoughts. I think that every work must contain humor, the same way the light must be at the end of the tunnel. Anything can be a material for making a sculpture, including old towers, flowers, hair, buttons, eggshells, forks, and spoons. This owl is made of dragon fruit. The dinosaurs are made of hay, the lion is of old tires, the bear is created from a watermelon, and the dogs are made from rags. How do ideas come to us? Probably they are like anticipation. You don't know what dish you'll eat, but you feel a faint smell. The most important is not to miss it. It doesn't matter if it's a pencil, pieces of paper, or letters. You should notice these invisible networks. We don't know who the owner is. It is unknown if you are the owner of an idea or if it's the owner of you. And you're its slave for a long time. There are a lot of things which I didn't register, and they rarely return. Probably they fly into the space of emptiness. Then you realize that you can't do anything about it. Something that could have appeared in the universe, but probably it would never appear.
То, что могло вообще появиться, скажем, во Вселенной что-то, да, и оно уже, наверное, никогда не появится.
There is an image of a woman. For Edward, everyone is Madonna because of their form and content, regardless of whether they are with or without babies. This one even has an industrial stamp. It's an easily recognized metal imprint depicting modern staircases. An image of a child will hang onto the chest of a woman. The birth of children is a special topic. Edward has 4 children of his own. According to him, his relatives and acquaintances believe that his sculptures have a magic power and bring a woman happiness at being a mother. It's literally a woman. There is mourning and very bright colours. In general, Edward's tapestries are bright and filled with meaning and life. The help of material and colors is a kind of exit leading to the sun.
Любые
Any works are created when you're working with the material. It is the contact between an artist and the material. The material helps you. It adds or reveals something, even rejects something, saying that it is wrong.
скажем, что-то отвергает, он тебе дает понять, что это неправильно.
Jurgenev College professors considered The Hanged Man, a work by one of Edward's students, wrong. The mechanism keeping a sculpture in a vertical position had given him this idea. Using his hands, he finished implementing his idea. However, the work hasn't remained because he lost it during a move. The free technique of gypsum molding, which probably contains humor, gave some ideas and thoughts. I don't want to say that I took it as a joke, but there was some provocation.
Хочу сказать, для шутки его сделал, но что-то такое было, какое-то такое, провокация небольшая.
Topics related to death and life will always disturb people. There is a desire to solve the universal mystery about the mechanism which starts miraculously and never stops. Perpetuum mobile is perpetual motion. Scientists do not think that it can be possible. It is impossible to produce energy without consuming energy, they say. The kinetic sculpture is the idea of perpetual motion in a special form.
В какой-то момент я просто почувствовал, что
At some point, I felt that a sculpture is a real perpetual motion, but instead of mechanical energy, it contains an aesthetic one. I mean, it's the same energy we use. It charges us and provides us with something.
то есть это та же энергия, с которой мы общаемся, от которой мы что-то получаем, заряжаемся.
It means that we give something away too, which is why figures become stronger and turn into a kind of energy. Even in darkness, they provide everyone with warmth. His works are in galleries, shopping centres and on streets. He says that he wants the city to be a museum, where you can touch all the exhibits. It is obvious that unusual street sculptures decorate a city. In addition, they become symbols and the subjects of legends. In a Prague yard mushrooms grow, a person became thoughtful on the roof and happy people fly with umbrellas. There is a statue of a dustman in Madrid. Statues of a plumber and governor's wife are in Omsk. The main question is, what did the artist want to say? The answer is, he already said everything he had wanted to. I think it is related to every artist. They try and implement simplicity and brevity. Brevity is the soul of wit. Then it's time to keep silent, or listen to what people say, to be exact.
От контакта со зрителем,
Contact with gallery goers provides work with some energy. I can say that I even feel certain energy emitted by the works exhibited in the world.
энергию чувствую от работ, которые вот у меня, скажем, по миру находятся.
You can touch his work and talk about it. He got this experience during his expeditions held in England and Scotland, where the visitors weren't embarrassed to explain his own ideas to him.
Но именно от того, что они...
They spoke sincerely, which helped me to understand that all those things were clear to them, and they understand the outline and many nuances.
И вот многие нюансы.
He has stopped counting. He says there are about 2,000 works, those which were created, and a lot of fantasies are kept in his chest of fairy tales. Sometimes when you want to make up your mind to do something, get inspired or look at something again, I find some sketches which I put aside earlier. I have already made some of them, but now I will look at them in a different way. The suitcase is heavy. In order to weigh everything, you need to stop, make conclusions, and move onwards.